What's up, guys? This is Jason from the Jason&Jabari Gaming, and today I wanted to kind of help you guys out with the Summer of Pain and kind of give you guys a few tips and tricks if you didn't already know, or if you did, to potentially help you guys 100%, or if you are finding yourself limited in a specific class. These could potentially be some viable options that you guys may have access to consider. So the first thing I wanted to start off with is showing you guys the rewards. I wasn't sure on which class Nexus I wanted to get, but ultimately I decided on getting Cosmic for potential CGR. That's Cosmic Ghost Rider for those of you who doesn't know the acronyms for MCOC, as well as maybe a Corvus. I wouldn't mind a King Groot dupe as a 6-star. I have him, but he's unawakened, and I'm not going to go too much over King Groot because I actually did do a dedicated video for King Groot as a 5-star Sig 200 unboosted for the first fight, and then I boosted up for the Rogue fight and the Grand Master fight. So if you haven't checked that out, please go watch that, because that's a pretty in-depth analysis of my King Groot and what I experienced while playing with him. The only thing that I did not tell everyone that I should have is that if you find yourself in a jam in any of the fights, you can always throw his special 3, which will increase his healing drastically and quickly. So that is the only thing I believe that I did not point out in that video. So again, go check that out. I ended up getting a lot of Mystic Catalysts because I wanted to take Mojo to rank 3, which I did. The rest, I believe I got Cosmic, and that again is potentially if I get CGR or Corvus. I'm also saving for a really big opening with the new 6-star features come out in however many days that is, so stay tuned for that. The champions that I used really quickly was King Groot, Sentinel for the tech class, Apocalypse for the mutant class. I used Doom for the mystic class. I used ShangChi for the skill class, and last but not least, I used Immortal Hulk for the science class. I did not record any gameplay with Hulk because it went so fast with the first fight that it literally took like 40 seconds, and then I just decided to continue from there. I didn't want to start over or anything because I was actually just testing the fight initially, and then I just ended up going with it. But I will discuss Immortal Hulk here in a minute. But the first fight that I did of completion was with Dr. Doom, and this actually was like a 13 or 14 minute fight. I have this at ×8 speed, so you guys don't have to painfully sit through this fight. Dr. Doom was really great for this path with Sinister. All you do basically is bait out special 1s, and then you can throw any special that you want to. I would recommend not throwing your special 2 very often, especially if you're going to push him to 1 bar power, because he'll reflect whatever damage over time debuffs that you deal to him. So after that, you can actually solo the next fight with Dr. Doom. But I did not record that, nor did I the Grandmaster. This is just basically highlighting some fights. I didn't want to put everything in here, or else it would be extremely long. But Dr. Doom is a very viable common option, in my opinion. The next fight that I'm going to showcase would be ShangChi. ShangChi is one of my favorite characters. I plan on taking him to rank 4, which is why I got 2 of the skilled T5 basic. So I believe I have just about everything I need to take him to rank 4. I'm a little shy on the tier 3 alpha catalyst, but as soon as I get that, then watch out for that video and debut of him being at rank 4, guys. So in this fight, again, I soloed the Darkhawk fight with him, and he is actually really good when you build up his wushu charges, and that's the little icon on the far left. It looks like a little swirly thing. Every time you complete one of his missions or whatever, then it gives him a wushu charge, and the way to recharge all 4 missions that you see up there that are in bright orange is you do a heavy attack, which is that kick that I'll continuously do to build them up over time. I believe it only took 2 of his SP2s to drop this Darkhawk, and these bosses, guys, have a ton of health. I don't know exactly how much, but I know it's hundreds of thousands of health that they have. So in my opinion, he's a very viable option. I didn't get touched in this fight. The reason why I'm losing so much health is because they just hit ridiculously hard, and you can see that I'm trying to parry and re-parry and taking blocks. There I got cornered, so I wasn't comfortable staying in the corner, so I released my SP2, and that was only 18 wushu charges, and he was at 70 something% health, dropped him down to 45. So again, ShangChi really does a ton of damage, and he's a really fun character to play with. Also with ShangChi, he actually can do the Grandmaster relatively well because of his damage output. Not only that, but if you notice, there's red numbers that when I'm hitting with ShangChi, especially during his block penetration or regular hits, that red that you see, that's a burst of physical damage. So one of my complaints with King Groot was that he could not do any effect damage unless you got to a special 2. Well, ShangChi covers that, and so does Immortal Hulk. While I'm on the subject, they both do that burst of extra damage, so that counts as the effect damage. So you'll never have to worry about not completing that task with the Grandmaster. So that's something to consider with both the Immortal Hulk and with ShangChi. Other than that, I mean, yeah, I really don't have too much else to say about ShangChi. I think his potential is quite limitless with his kit and everything, and if you take this path with Darkhawk and Rogue, then I don't think you'll be spending a lot of revives. So that being said, I'm gonna let this play out, and then I'll catch you guys in just a second. Okay guys, we're back. So ShangChi just dropped Darkhawk. That was really fun. Once again, I had no issues with that fight, as you can tell. The next fight that I wanted to discuss with you guys was Sentinel, and this is me just basically highlighting me finishing the Grandmaster off. The first thing that I wanted to say about Sentinel is I took the Emma Frost path, and if you're good at dexing her special 1 and or special 2, inverted controls is pretty much the only problem that she has in that fight. After that, then it wasn't really that big of a deal for me. And every character that I'm showing you guys can solo the first initial boss. Some of them can do both. It just depends on your skill set at that point. But there was something that I found out that was really interesting about Sentinel, and you'll see it, and I'll mention it as it comes up here in a minute. The only, I guess, drawback that I found with Sentinel was kind of similar to King Groot in the damage output department. It was kind of lacking, but other than that, he's a very sustainable, very tanky champ. So, I mean, with every champion, you're not going to get everything. So it's kind of the trade-off that you're going to have to understand while you're going in with Sentinel. So what he doesn't make up for in damage output, he does make up for in defense. One of the things that I noticed that was interesting, which just happened, was that I could block the Grandmaster Special 1. So I didn't know if that was a bug or not, but I definitely did that multiple times. Most of the time I didn't try to do it intentionally. It's just he caught me at a dashback or something or another, or I just wasn't prepared for it and it caught me off guard. So normally you have champions that can block unblockable specials. To the best of my knowledge, Sentinel is not one of them. However, that is an option right now. So unless Kabam fixes that, then you can always use that as a way to play around his special 1 for now. The last thing I wanted to say about Sentinel is when you build up his analysis charges, he can take a lot more punishment. I wouldn't obviously recommend you take punishment in any way, shape, or form, but that's also a way that he is a sustainable tanky champ, is building up his analysis charges, which I did effortlessly on every fight, it would seem. So that's something to consider. So I'm gonna go ahead and let this one play out, and then we'll discuss the next fight. Alright, now that Sentinel's wrapped up, I want to briefly discuss Apocalypse. I took the Venom path with Apocalypse. That was an extremely long fight because you cannot knock him down without receiving damage. That was another about 13-14 minute fight. It is doable. It's just extremely unforgiving if you get punished by Venom. So watch out for that. But it is soloable, as well as the Adaptoid. They're both very manageable fights. So there I'm just cleaning up the Grandmaster. It only actually took about 3, maybe 4 revives. I really think it was 3. I can't remember. Because Apocalypse just hits massively hard. So that is a plus to him. He has all the effect damage, as well as Sentinel. I don't know if I mentioned that Sentinel's heavy, does the effect damage, shock damage, so that's also a plus. Here I'm choosing the 100% Summer of Pain's Week 10 rewards. So my plan is to form a Cosmic and a Science. We have not gotten the rewards quite yet. These are initial rewards. As you'll see, we are scheduled to get some more. And like I said, I'll be just shy of a 3rd Tier 3 Alpha. Once that is formed, then I can take ShangChi to rank 4. But I want to form the Cosmic and I want to form the Science because I am going for Hercules and I am going for Spider-Man 2099 when the new featured 6-star pool comes up. And that will be, like I said, a huge opening. I will have a lot of pulls. So be on the lookout for that. Ultimately, my advice to everyone, first and foremost, is to have fun. If you're not having fun, then you shouldn't be playing a game. That's my philosophy. That's how it just is for me. Secondly, there's a couple of ways that you can go about this. You guys still have like a week to do this, so there's really no rush on it. Ask questions, talk to people, see what works best for your roster. There's a couple different tips and tricks for people who like to farm. I don't have any farming guides myself, but I know Brian Grant and Rich the Man, they have excellent farming guides where you guys can go check them out and see how you can farm potions, farm revives, things of that nature. The trick that I normally use is I do uncollected and I do Cavalier difficulties, and then I just get the deals, which gives you a ton of revives and boost, and then I go from there. Final thoughts. yeah, guys, just have fun. I mean, honestly, and there will be another challenge. So if you can't do this challenge, don't stress, don't worry. There will always be more. Okay. Thanks again for stopping by, and thanks for watching. Really appreciate it.